There goes a zero. Watch her as she falls. Welcome everyone. I am your host, your Kevinly Father, Kevin Williams. Today we will be fighting much foo. It's important to say one sentence and then take a beverage. That's how you entertain people. I wanted to give you guys a moment to absorb that. We have so much to absorb today because somebody we're going to watch is very, very damp. Marjorie Taylor Greene, also known as MTG, also known as Margie Three Names, also known as perhaps the dumbest individual in Congress. That's always a battle. I know there's the fans of Louis Gohmert, and I know there's the fans of so many others. What's his name? Hunt? I don't even remember anymore. There's so many of them. I'm so terrible with names, but I never remember a face. So, Marcy, good to see you. Lynn, Danielle, Shelley, hello everybody. Don't forget us to join us. Don't forget us to join us tonight for movie night. We'll be doing that on Zoom coming up at about 6 o'clock. We haven't picked out a movie yet, but we'll do that. If you're interested in joining us, say something in the chat room or something like that. We'll get that going later. So this is Marjorie Taylor Greene. This was on Newsmax a few minutes ago. We're not going to spend much time on this. She is such... Okay, this interview starts with her sitting at a gas station in her car. The gas station is out of gas. This is what she tells us, except for diesel. Why is she driving her car to a gas station that's out of gas to... She has gas. She drove to the gas station. I guess she wanted to hoard. Anyway, the gas crisis is going to be over in a couple of days. They've got they've gotten everything going over there, the pipeline, etc. But this is just not an example of what will happen in Biden's socialist green America. Are we going to run out of electricity at some point? No. How about electric cars? Are we going to run out of hydrogen like my car runs on? Yeah, probably. But it's okay. And when we do, I use other forms of transportation. It's okay. Diversify. Getting a big echo in here. I cleaned this room up, the Outhouse Studios, and now there's an echo. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but, you know, I don't care. Here we go.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, back with us here on Newsmax.
Oh, this is the Newsmax anchor. I don't know what his name. I don't care. Discount Patent Oswald is what I call him.
Max in her car, in her home
there he is. That's Discount Patent Oswald right there.
District in Georgia. Online for gas. Is that true?
Hi, Pumpkin Pie.
There is no gas.
Greene,
okay, first off,
back with us here on Newsmax in her car, in her home district in Georgia. Online for gas. Is that true?
No. No, East Coasters. She's in line for gas. And she's not, because there's no gas. She drove to the gas station with gas in her car. She now has less gas. Or, if you're picky about grandma, forget it. I can't speak today. This is why I don't have a show when Discount Patent Oswald does on the Newsmax. This is pretty much the equivalent. YouTube has a wider audience than Newsmax. My show might be bigger. All I got to do is convince Tom Selleck to advertise his reverse mortgages here, and I'll be exactly the same as whoever Discount Patent Oswald is. I don't know what's happening outside, but I apologize for the noise, kids. Sounds like, is someone mowing the lawn right next to my window? Hold on. Hold on. Stay right where you are. I'm going to close that window. I don't know how loud that is for you. Oh, nothing but professionalism. This is what happens on Fridays here. I think Friday, every house in the neighborhood gets their lawn cut. Here we go.
There is no gas. I'm stopped at this gas station so I can talk with you tonight, Greg, and this gas station is completely out of gas. The only gas that they have, or the only type of fuel they have, is diesel. but there is no regular gasoline. So.
That's totally crazy in America. Man, look, I know about the Russian hackers. I've seen our response. It seems totally anemic. What else can be done?
Well, I tell you what.
Well, you know what you could do is you could set up a cyber agency to handle protection of the computer systems, and then you could fire that guy when he says that the election system was completely secure. That guy also worked with businesses. And by the way, there's no law that the businesses have to comply with the recommendations from CISA or any other agency. But yeah, that's what happened. And they paid the ransom guys off, reportedly $5 million. Drop in the bucket of oil. Drop in the barrel.
This is a clear indicator of what will happen if the Democrats get their way. Now, I'm full.
I don't know why the Democrats, why their way includes, like, the Democrats' way includes no oil companies, solar power out of the sky, wind, hydro. Why this is no more gas stations? That's the Democrats' way, but okay.
Fully against negotiating with terrorists, and these hackers prove to the world you can hack any system in the United States, and they're going to pay you for it. And this is a terrible.
You cannot hack any system in the United States. You can't hack a system that's protected properly.
Thing, but gas shortages, the major inflation that we're starting to see with lumber over 400%, food prices going up, milk going up, everything going up, and then complete shortages in supplies, building supplies, appliances, cars, you name it. There's a shortage in all supplies because our federal government is paying people to stay home. This is a great big look at what socialism would be like under the Democrats if they get their way and are able to.
Okay, socialism doesn't involve the government paying you to stay home. That's not part of the whole socialism credo. Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't understand that the supply chain is not an immediate thing. U.S. Steel doesn't make a steel pipe and it's in Home Depot tomorrow. That is not the way that it works. There are months and months in the supply chain. It's a complex system, much more complex than she could ever possibly comprehend. So all the factory shutdowns from April, May, June, July, August, etc. of last year, those catch up because there's always surplus inventory available, and eventually that supply becomes depleted and then empty, which is not what's happening with the gas, by the way. And so all that lumber that wasn't lumbered back then, that's now run out, which is also causing the spike of inflation, which is artificial. It's not something you have to worry about because it's not all the money that's available in the system. Me, for example, I am making that extra $300 on my unemployment, but that's not a surplus of money. I'm not throwing it around. Hi, do you want to come up? Sorry, there's a cat here. Do you want to talk to the people? Do you want to come up here? Come here. There you go. Okay? Are you just gonna be up here watching? There we go. That's the content people are here for. Okay? Is that good? Anyway, it takes time. It takes a lot of time for the stuff to come through the system. Yeah, Kevinly's daughter's out of town, and she left, I think, Tuesday morning, and I haven't really fed the cat since then, so maybe I should. Cats eat once a week, right? Oh, okay, see you.
Pass the Green New Deal policies, which are written in all of the bills that we're having to vote on.
Wow, that makes total sense. So look, they're picking.
That is not true.
On you on Capitol Hill. The Congress looks like a great big high school, and you got Swalwell and AOC, you know, like the cool kids, and they seem to be, quite frankly, picking on you because you're different. You don't think like they do. You don't look like they do.
She doesn't look like they do? In what way is she not white? Because Eric Swalwell is very white. Because she's blonde?
It seems very high school right now. And again, I see you as, well, you're no victim, but
it does seem very high school right now. It's seemed like high school since Marjorie Taylor Greene got there. Something to think about.
you know what I mean. They're coming for you.
Well, we got to remember who this is. This is the party of supporting BLM riots all over the country.
Nope, not a single Democrat supported the BLM riots. Not one.
This is the party.
Protests, yes, 100% behind the protests. Not the riots. The only people who supported the riots are the people now in Congress on the Trump-Publican side of the ticket that are saying that the insurrection at the Capitol was akin to tourism. That's really happening. In case you haven't watched the news the last couple of days, that's what they're saying. They're saying that the people marched through the rotunda just like some tourists.
Of Maxine Waters getting down there on the streets in the riot areas saying, get more confrontational.
Yeah, she was saying, get more confrontational. How do we get confrontational? By voting. If you guys haven't seen that video, look on my Twitter page. Just look on Twitter, go to KevinlyFather, search KevinlyFather Maxine Waters, and you'll see the video where she says the way to fight is to register to vote and then vote. You take the power back by winning elections, which is what the Democrats have been doing.
This is the party of Cori Bush, the BLM activist that led the mob into the neighborhood of the McCloskeys. This is the party of Eric Swalwell, who has relationships with Chinese spies. This is the party of Nancy.
Okay, so the Chinese spy, the reported a Chinese spy, probably a Chinese spy, I don't doubt that, according to the FBI, she worked on his campaign. There's absolutely zero evidence of some kind of sexual relationship, which is what the Republicans always imply, which is, there's no evidence that that is the case at all. And as soon as the office was told that she may be a Chinese spy, all coordination and communication was cut with her. So, all right. And here's the thing about spies. Usually, they don't tell you that they're a spy. That's kind of their thing.
Pelosi that won't move Eric Swalwell off of the Intel Committee.
Because Eric Swalwell had no idea that she was a Chinese spy. Again, that's how spies work.
So these are the people that we're dealing with and what they're not used to.
With whom we're dealing. Okay, too picky. I know. There's only so much you can expect from MTG, and it's that much.
Is Republicans that will not back down. And this is the whole reason why I ran for Congress. My district is very happy. This is why they voted for me, because they knew I am a person that I ran on. I'm going to hold Congress accountable. Congress needs to work for the American people.
Chris Wilson says, Greg, call 911. There's a homeless guy outside my car. Hold on. He's kind of hot. Never mind. Gotta go. MTG has had numerous affairs with people at her gym and otherwise. Those are the ones we know about. But she's certainly not holier than thou, thou being whomever you are. Yeah, that I can see that happening, Chris. By the way, just came out today, MTG and her husband apparently have been breaking the law in Georgia, trying to evade taxes, because in Georgia you get a tax break on your primary residence, but you can only have one primary residence. Well, she had a house in Fulton County, bought a house up in her district so that she could say, I live in this district, so that she could win that district, which is a very Republican district in the north corner of Georgia. And on the tax form, it says, hey, is this your primary residence to get the tax break? And they filled out that application for one house, and then they bought the other house. And when they filled out that application for the other house, he just left that line blank. So they were claiming tax breaks on two different primary residences at the same time, which is illegal. Judges agree. They looked it up.
And they are failing right now.
Anyway, her response to that was, why are we worrying about paperwork? It's being taken care of. It's illegal. That's why. It's the law. And you're a congressperson. You're supposed to be a representative. It's literally your job title. And
they're destroying our country and running us into the ground. We're like a business going out of business.
No one's destroying the country. The country's great right now. The country is getting better and better and better every day. I'm vaccinated. I don't even have to wear a mask anymore. By the way, oh, I watched some Fox News today, and you would not believe how upset they are that we don't have to wear masks anymore. I did not have that on my bingo card. I honestly didn't. I knew that they would be like, oh, it's too soon, or they would be somehow something with the mask, but not like, why are you doing this now? This is political. This is a distraction from the gas crisis that's over.
And so they don't know what to do with me because I'm not going to back down and be intimidated.
She's irrelevant.
By their bully tactics.
The media tries to portray, as you know, you as the bully, that you're the one out of line. I like
the media portrays her as irrelevant.
To point out, remind our viewers, I saw an orchestrated political event using our troops, marching them into your office, which I found to be potentially...
This is awesome. This is the National Guard of Guam marching to Marjorie Taylor Greene's office with a basket full of cookies, and a little plaque saying, hey, we're Guam, we're part of the United States, we're a U.S. territory, because Marjorie Taylor Greene was on a Facebook page on video saying that we've got to stop giving our money to foreign nations like Guam. I think she said China, Iran, whatever she said. She said a couple of foreign countries. And then she said Guam. And of course, the good National Guard folks saying Guam were like, well, no, actually, we're Americans. We're not a foreign country. So they brought her cookies. Let's see if Discount Patent Oswald mentions the cookies part.
Intimidating, and definitely not a wise use of our military.
Intimidating? They were bringing you cookies. Is it a keto diet thing? Is that why?
Did that. Your office...
I don't know. What diet doesn't let you have sugar? Atkins.
Across the...
I don't know what the keto diet is.
...way was trying to trigger you with...
Trying to trigger you? Look, that's a basket full of cookies. And I think that's a calendar or a CD with pictures or something. It looks like a nice sunset on there. And it says USA, Guam, something... USA. So bringing her basically a tourist welcome package from Guam and some kind of cookies. Probably good cookies too if they're from Guam.
The signage and message.
Look, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Oh my God, look what they're going to do with the photo. They've got the cookies. They're going to go in on the guy's face with the mask. It's going to be scary, guy. You'll see. You'll see. I bet that's what they're going to do here. Hold on. Let's go back. This is why we're not watching this live. I recorded it so that, because with Newsmax you can't pause it and stuff. You'll miss stuff. Okay.
A wise use of our military.
Oh, the keto diet is Atkins? Okay, so no sugar. That's why it was intimidating, because of all that sugar in the cookies. I don't know. Maybe they're sugarless cookies. I do not have that information, people.
They did that. Your office across the way was trying to trigger you with signage and
Yeah. So here's the cookies. Now watch what they zoom here.
Messaging outside. But again, the media always portray you as the bully. It's
what? I know that you have to put motion into the photos to make it more active and interesting for the viewer. But he's holding a basket full of cookies. They're cookies. Where's Bill Shatner? Is he here today? Is anyone here?
Really wild.
Oh, Greg, it's something else. Ever since I've gotten here, I mean, look at...
He's a non-white scary cookie man. Yeah. So that all. So earlier in the day, maybe we'll watch that next, but there's a couple of things. She gave a media interview earlier in the day where she's just nothing but snark and says one stupid thing after another. We'll watch that later if you guys want to, but let's get through this.
The Democrats kicked me off my committees when there was no ethics violation against me. I've done nothing wrong.
She claimed that the Jews controlled space lasers, but that nothing wrong. She didn't do anything wrong.
And then you had Cori Bush verbally assaulting me in the tunnel, screaming at me because she walked by me and I had my mask pulled down below my nose. Then you had...
Yeah. So there's one guy, hey, wear your mask. There's video of that. But that's verbally assaulting her by talking to her, screaming at her.
Have Marie Newperson or Newman across the hall, whatever, she doesn't believe in gender, painting the train black.
Okay, but her name is Newman, so it's okay. So it's that was an attempt at a joke. Hold on. Here it is.
My mask pulled down below my nose. Then you have Marie Newperson or Newman across the hall, whatever.
Comedy is all in it's in the timing.
Whatever, she doesn't believe in gender, painting the train black.
He laughs. He's heard that joke before. He's been reading her tweets. Oh, Discount Patton Oswald, you are so...
In this aggressive manner on a Twitter tweet. And guess what?
What?
Maria Newman also shoulder checked me when we walked by each other.
Shoulder checked me.
As I was going to the Capitol to vote and she was leaving, she walked by and aggressively hit my shoulder. And I turned and I said, excuse me. And then I said, the Capitol policeman was right there. And I said, did you see that? And he said, yes, I did. And she didn't do anything. She kept.
And what happened? What happened then?
On walking. And then here we have.
So she shoulder checked you, brushed against your shoulder as you went by, and you said, excuse me. And did she excuse you? I hope so. That would be the polite thing to do.
We've got Jimmy Gomez from California introducing.
Oh, we're done with that story? So there was no charges filed? No, the police officer didn't report it to anybody that there was an assault, a physical assault in the halls of Congress? But the police officer who witnessed it did nothing? These same police officers that you're all like, oh, big tribute to the police officers. It's Cop Week. We appreciate you guys so much, except you National Guard troops from Guam. You stay the fuck away from my office with your goddamn sugared cookies. I will not be intimidated.
Resolution to expel me.
If we watch the thing, the interview she did earlier.
And I've done nothing wrong. I mean, the list goes on. And then just as you mentioned, the delegate from Guam bringing over 30 National Guardsmen marching down on my office.
It was cookies. She's going back to that. They were cookies. The Newsmax is showing video of the cookies.
Thank God I wasn't in there. And
oh, thank God I wasn't in there. That's what I was gonna watch from the video, because she said the same thing. Thank God I wasn't in there when the cookies were there, because I would have been so bad. I would have been, guys, should we break the keto? Should we? No, we shouldn't. Oh my God. I've had so many carbs today. I really should. You know what? I'm going to be so bad. Let's be bad. Who wants to be bad? What if I'll split one. I'll eat the other half later. Oh, too soon.
So, they're accusing me of being aggressive, or they're accusing me and saying that my mannerisms are wrong.
Mannerisms? Who said her mannerisms are wrong? She doesn't know what mannerisms are.
It's definitely the other.
But they are wrong.
Way around, because they're the hypocrites and they're the ones that are completely out of line.
I've seen it myself, and I know you're right. By the way, Swalwell.
You saw what? The bringing of the cookies?
We were just talking about him. He would be the wannabe homecoming king in all of this if Congress...
Oh, he's just stuck with that high school analogy. He would be the homecoming queen, and AOC would be she's the girl who does the yearbook, who won't go to the prom with you. When you ask really nicely and you have your three buddies and you get 4 big exercise balls, and one of them says P, and the other one is like R, and then O, and then M, and in the Commons you have the guys like all line up, and then you stand behind it, and you get on one knee, and then she can't see you because you're behind the big exercise balls, and your friends are idiots, so it says romp, and then she won't go to the prom with you. That's who AOC is.
for a high school, the wannabe. I don't think he'd be quite that. So he got into it with one of your staff members, and he's out there saying this. This is from just a couple of hours ago.
Yeah. What do you say?
I've just frankly had enough with these marauding goons in the Marjorie Taylor Greene crowd who go around, trying to terrorize my colleagues. We saw what she's done to Alex, my colleague, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, what she's done to Cori Bush. And I just thought, you know what? The best way, to not let people like this bully others is to tell the bullies to back off. And so, not surprisingly, this aide of hers got, quite speechless after I told, I had a few choice words for him.
I know the aide they're talking about, Mr. Nick Dyer. I think he's a real gentleman. One thing they're giving you a hard time for, I saw the video, we might have it. 2 years ago, you were, trying to get AOC's attention through the mail slot. No big deal, quite frankly.
And completely stupid. If you guys haven't seen that video today, it is all over Twitter. It's on my timeline as well.
It's a free country.
She yells at EOC through a mail slot. She gets down on her knees and yells through a mail slot because that's the way you affect change in this society. And the whole crew seems very much like crazy people. And then they write little notes in the guest book. AOC's not even there, and thank God she wasn't there. Don't they know the way to intimidate AOC is with cookies? That's how you make change.
You are expressing yourself, and they could try to portray this as, I don't know, a borderline insurrection. It's not. People are allowed to do this kind of thing, Congresswoman.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that little clip right there is her laughing maniacally. She's a crazy person. She is. Okay, let's go back. Let's just see if we can see the lights above her eyes.
I don't know, a borderline insurrection. It's not. People are allowed to do this kind of thing, Congresswoman.
What?
No, she's looking down. We can't see him. But yeah, you expect her to be like one of these people. It's just, I have that.
Well, yeah, they're bringing out a video. I had done some citizen lobbying where, we're
citizen lobbying. By the way, they are bringing out a video that there's nothing wrong with the video, which is why it was deleted. Because you always delete videos when there's no problems with those videos. You're being a citizen lobbyist, and then you decide to run for election to represent the citizens of the United States. So the first thing you would do is go back and delete those videos where you're a citizen lobbyist, kneeling down outside someone's office and yelling through the mail slot. You got to get rid of those.
We're the American people.
Yes, Lindsay, we're gonna do movie time or whatever.
We should be able to go talk to members of Congress about the policies that they're trying to pass and enforce on us. They make law. Congress, we make laws.
You should totally be able to yell at a member of Congress through the mail slot. That's how laws are made. Don't you remember this? I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm hoping she'll get down and kneel and yell through the mail slot at her legislature. How I hope and I pray that she will. But today I am still just a bill. Here she is. Here's her little laughter here, right here. This is just, she's a scary person. Hey, I'm trying to do a live stream here. I know. Well, you can come in here and talk, or you can come in here and talk to the people. But don't just stand out there and meow at me. I am sorry. Just cannot get good help nowadays. Here we go.
Confession. This is confession. And you whisper into her. This is confession. And you whisper into her. This is confession.
Crazy lady.
And we, can raise taxes. We can change the way the country operates. And this is exactly what AOC is trying to do with the Green New Deal. Her office was one of the offices I stopped by, and guess what? It was locked. And so she wasn't available to talk to American citizens and tax.
Yeah. So you're supposed to make an appointment when you want to see your congressperson. And then if they're not there, they probably lock the office. I mean, you never know when you're going to get an invasion of the Capitol with a whole bunch of tourists. You just don't know.
taxpayers. So we were talking through the mail slot, like, hello.
No, the cat, what the cat does is it meows and meows until Kevinly daughter comes home. That's all it wants. It just wants to spend time with Kevinly daughter. The cat, yep. If the cat wanted to come here, I would pet the cat. The cat knows that. It's not interested in me. It wants Kevinly daughter. She doesn't know. She's in Boston. Okay? She's like, no, she's in Toledo. She told me she was going to Toledo. Why would she go to Toledo? Think about it. Idiot.
Are you in there? This is her pattern. She doesn't talk to anyone. She just hides in her office all day long and refuses to explain her policy.
She wasn't there.
But Eric Swalwell that you just showed the video of, he's lying. I was there and I witnessed what happened to Nick. Nick was very cheerful. Nick's been very excited that, you know, that Joe Biden said, hey, nobody has to wear a mask anymore, even though he's trying to force vaccines on people. But Nick was walking up the steps and we were heading into the Capitol and he saw Eric Swalwell.
Okay, but he was excited. He was excited that we don't have to wear masks anymore.
And I don't even think he knew it was him. And he said he just saw a man with a mask and a pen. He said, Congressman, Joe Biden.
Okay, did you guys catch that? Did you guys catch that? Didn't even know it was him. And then said, Congressman. They do have pins, so might have been just saying Congressman, but that's pretty funny. Excuse me, good sir.
The Capitol, and he saw Eric Swalwell, and I don't even think he knew it was him. And he said he just saw a man with a mask and a pen. He said, Congressman, Joe Biden says we don't have to wear a mask anymore. And he said it very nicely. And then Nick kept walking.
Okay, they should be forced to wear body cameras from now on. That little pin should record everything. Every representative should, by law, these people should be on tape at all times. We pay their salary.
And I did too. And then all of...
Actually, that's a fantastic idea. Their offices should be under video surveillance at all times, and we should have live audio when they're doing, just like at any office. Like if I had a bunch of employees, I could look at what they were emailing people, etc. That's standard practice. Why can't we see Freedom of Information Act? I can get her emails, but I can't see what goes on in her day-to-day activities, and that's where the bread is buttered. C-SPAN should have cameras throughout that place.
All of a sudden, Eric Swalwell comes charging in over to push Nick.
Yeah, her staffers, though, doesn't know who Eric Swalwell is. You know, the guy who ran for president. You know, the guy who's on the committee to impeach Trump. You know, hardly ever makes news.
Up in the corner, gets inches from his face and curses at him and tells him, you don't, blank, tell me what to do.
You don't fucking tell me what to do. I can see that happening.
And it was aggressive. It was unbelievable. And I said, get away from him. And then
did you? Did you?
Turned and started.
Well, he just said that your guy was at a loss for words. And you're saying that you said something. So, yeah.
And I said, stop attacking, insulting members of my staff. And now you've got him, he's lying. I mean, it's crazy.
What did he say? You just completely agreed with what he said, though. I'm not really sure what.
And everybody witnessed. We had members of the press were there as a witness, and they tweeted about it. One guy tweeted about it. The Capitol Police were there.
Oh, one guy tweeted about it. Does anybody know what tweet that is? I have no idea what she's talking about.
And they witnessed it.
Again, Capitol Police present for this assault did nothing.
But Marjorie Taylor Greene, he has something that you don't. Democrat immunity. He's not gonna.
He has something that you don't. Hold on. Democrat high school immunity.
The media is not going to go there. It's wild. Hey, by the way,
there's a chance Greg Kelly sees this. Oh, that's his name, by the way. It's Greg Kelly. It's on the screen right here. Greg, have me on your show anytime. I would welcome an open debate with you, my friend. I call you Discount Patton Oswalt because honestly, I couldn't remember your name. There it is on the screen there, though. And I'm not always looking at that screen. That's over to my side, so you know how TV works. I did though. They did do one funny thing. They had a second camera set up, and he made fun of Democrats or whomever. One of the shows, Meet the Press something, was using a side view. Like that, the speaker's talking this way into the camera. They have a side camera, and he made fun of that while using a side camera. So I appreciate that. So I like the effort.
Love it. 1 year, 2 years ago, you're trying to get her attention through the mailbox, and you're just a citizen.
Mail slot. Slot. It's not a box. It's a slot.
Listen, now you're a member of Congress. It's pretty wild. Yeah. Look at where you've come. Although right now
she's come to the gas station with a car using gas, and there's no gas.
Now you're in a gas station, so that doesn't look so great. But I love that you're there, and
I love that you're at the gas station without any gas, because we really have to highlight this crisis because it will be gone very, very quickly. Never let a crisis go to waste.
Thank you for being with us once again.
Is that it?
Well, thank you, Greg. I appreciate you.
Oh, that's it then. Okay, so there's that. I don't know what else to say about that. We're going to do a movie oh, hey, I'll show you this, because instead of having you guys having to watch that entire stupid interview that she does, in which she gets belligerent with a member of the media, let's just do, where's the Twitters? It's here. Here it is. Oh, this is even better. Ready? This cat has some. This, at least my cat just meows. Listen to this guy. Yeah. See, if you would talk to me like that, I might have a chance of understanding what it is you want. One more. This is, listen closely to what she says here. She's trying to hold... Here we go. Let me back it up here. Let me make it big for you guys. And this is a temporary desk I'm on right now. I know you guys can't tell, but my monitors are overlapping each other. That's why I keep having to go around like this. Okay, well that didn't work at all. Okay, one moment please. Doing it again.
Why don't you ask Nancy Pelosi why she denied 10,000 National Guard troops to be here on January 6th?
She said, why don't you ask Nancy Pelosi why she denied 10,000 Guard troops from being here on January 6th for the insurrection?
When after January 5th, there were 2 pipe bombs found at the RNC and the DNC.
When after January 5th, there were 2 pipe bombs found at the RNC and the DNC.
That's a good question. That's accountability.
That's a good question. That is a good question. Especially when the question is, wait, who found the pipe bombs on the 5th? Because the authorities didn't find the pipe bombs until the 6th. They were planted on the 5th. Why do you think somebody in the authorities knew that the pipe bombs were there on the 5th? That's interesting. That somehow you think that it was common knowledge that they were there on the 5th. Now, it could just be that Marjorie Taylor Greene is an idiot and she's not able to comprehend things like that, doesn't remember things well. Could be it's just a simple mistake. Something like that, though, I mean, an accusation of Nancy Pelosi basically aiding and abetting the insurrection. If the insurrection is somehow connected with the pipe bombs, we can assume that it is. That kind of accusation, wouldn't you want to look that up just to confirm? Yeah, the pipe bombs were planted the night of the 6th. I don't think we've got any leads on who set those pipe bombs too, which is really weird. Typically, I've watched those videos, and the guy walks in a certain way. There's a lot of guys who walk that way, but you would think somebody would be like, well, I know this guy who's a little bit over the top, and that sure looks like his Nikes. But so far, no leads. No leads from the FBI, which is really, really weird. Anyway, the whole point is Nancy Pelosi wouldn't be the one calling in the Guard anyway. You know who has the responsibility for the Guard on federal property in Washington, D.C.? The president. That's the end of that. Okay, guys. Oh, movie coming up quickly. All right, so I'm going to end the live stream now. Let's see if anybody sent anything in the meantime, because I want to be sure to say thank you. So if you want to help me out with the broadcast, etc., go ahead and you can send me money on Patreon, on the Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, etc. I'm going to go set up the Zoom meeting. If you want to be part of our Zoom meeting, I haven't really been able to watch the chat during this time. Shoot me a Twitter message or something, or leave a message on Twitter, and I'll try and check Twitter before we get going. So we'll see you guys in... see you guys tomorrow or the next day or whatever. It's the weekend. Have yourself a great weekend. And if you want to join us for a movie in about a half an hour or so, then you're welcome to. We do it over Zoom, and I'll send you an invite if you ask. Okay, bye.